Hey everybody, Don here again. Day 3 of the Bushcraft shelter build. It's I got about an hour, a little bit over an hour before the sun sets. So I'm going to try to finish up this side and get the other side just about wrapped up, and we'll show you what's happening. I gotta tell you, instead of cutting all within close proximity of the shelter, I decided to come up towards the food plot and cut some of these trees along the trail that I was hoping to cut anyhow. So it means I got to drag a little bit farther, but I've decided, I've cut a couple of trees already. I've decided I'm going to throw them on a sled and drag them up with a sled. I will need some hemlock. I left a lot of these branches and stuff on some of these just so I would have something to weave in the hemlock boughs. Let's drag this down to the rest of the pile. I'm going to finish weaving some hemlock into this, and then this side is done. I got about 7 feet. Well, as I'm pulling out this mat, I'm uncovering some ledge rock. Oh, there's a whole bunch of it. Pull it out of here. Use it for my fire pit. Side 1 is just about done. Wasn't going to do anything on this side, but I am at least going to put some poles down there and then at least cover them with hemlock. I don't think I'll cover them with sod because it's going to be a little too steep, but I'm kind of surprised how much I get done. I've got less than 3 hours into this so far. I know it doesn't look like much for 3 hours work, but cutting those poles has been the hard part with a handsaw. Might take a little longer to do it this way, but get a little more satisfaction out of it this way as well. A few pieces in here I'm going to nip off that are hanging down, but for the most part this is coming along quite nice. And then let's see what I gotta do on the other side. I originally wasn't going to do anything on this side. Now I think I'm going to at least fill it in with post poles, and then I'll cover it up with hemlock. Well, I got some cutting to do. I better get with it. You can see the sun has gone down, and I gotta call it quits. On this short side, I decided just to use whatever I could find on the forest floor. It was a lot easier to cut, I will say that. And I just about got it closed in, so we'll be back after it tomorrow for a little bit. See you tomorrow. Back up the shelter for the 4th day. I've put in about an hour a day. So this will be, I've got 3 days worth of effort into this thing now. So about 3 hours worth of work. I gotta tell you, most of that time was sawing live trees, which with a handsaw was kind of a pain in the butt. So on this side, which I wasn't really going to close in, I just decided to use stuff from the forest floor. A lot easier to cut. Some of them I'm able to break. I had realized yesterday there is a flaw in my building method here. Probably very obvious to those of you who build bushcraft shelters. All those long overhanging limbs on the far side probably should have been cut off right at the log, like maybe even halfway up the log, because water will run down those things and find its way into the shelter. Even though I've got layers of hemlock boughs, layers of forest duff, and then leaves on top of that, water will find its way down in there. However, I'm not going to use this for a waterproof shelter in the summer or anything. This was for a winter camping trip. So it's going to be all right for this snow that we've got coming. And we've got a snow coming tonight. So I'm going to try to finish this off. I'm going to cheat. I'll tell you that right now. On this side, it's too steep to stack up forest duff. So what I'm going to do is I got a couple of contractor bags. I know, it's not going to be true bushcraft, but I'm not a bushcraft channel. And I'm going to put some bags on there just to keep the snow out, because I do want to spend the night in this thing and I don't want to be dealing with snow. So I'm going to put a couple of contractor bags on there and then load it all up with hemlock boughs to cover it up. So sorry, this is not true bushcraft, but well, other than using the contractor bags on that side, this is all built with natural materials, all done by hand. Don't judge me on the contractor bags. I'm the one that's got to sleep in this thing. Come on inside. Looks pretty good. A little open at the end. Got to have a little ventilation. Now, I've been working on it today for about an hour and 5 minutes. This is a pretty fun project. I've got less than 4 hours into this whole project, and a lot of it was just cutting with that handsaw. But yeah, I'm happy with it. Looks pretty good. Looking forward to spending the night out here. See you next time. Peace.